Guys, welcome and hello and hello and welcome. Happy Monday. Hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I know I had a nice one. Would like to say a big I love you to Princess J. Um, I know she's not watching, but she's doing big things out there today. Love you, sweetheart. Guys, it is November 27, 2023, Cyber Monday and all that fun stuff. It's 11:40 a.m. out here in beautiful sunny Los Angeles. Hope it's a wonderful day wherever you are. Welcome back to the world. Hope you guys had a nice holiday. Guys, the story of David and Goliath. Um, I don't think that story sunk in for the mega banks. I don't think they got more nimble. I don't think they decided to respond to their customers. I don't think they decided to think strategically. SoFi as David has a ton of advantages, guys. Goliath is slow. Goliath is arrogant. Goliath doesn't care what other people think. Goliath just plods along because they've been making money, customers haven't had alternatives, and David comes along and David is going to slay the giant. SoFi's business model, guys, is absolutely ideal to take unlimited market share for decades to come, to increase margins, to have better margins than the legacy banks. The legacy banks have legacy costs, they have legacy branches, they have legacy pensions. They have obligations that SoFi simply does not have. SoFi's advantages are enshrined into the law. They got a bank charter just under the wire. OTC says, hey, we're not going to give more bank charters to these fintechs. SoFi is doing things exactly right. They're getting out of the crypto business. They're extremely conservative with their reserve requirements. Um, this is a basically this is management. They could have made money. They could have made a gap net profit quarters ago, guys. Just turn off spending, turn off growth. Basically bilk the customer like all these other banks do. Don't pay as much interest, charge more fees. They could have made a net profit, pumped the stock up, $15, whatever it is. Management could have sold, could have dumped their shares, made a ton of money. That's not what we're seeing, guys. That's not what we're seeing. We're seeing slow, steady, deliberate growth. And when I say slow, guys, 36% at the top line, I mean, I'm saying slow compared to what it could be. I'm saying slow compared if they just spent recklessly, didn't care about gap net profit, weren't taking care of the shareholders. Remember, Nodos had to walk this fine tightrope between trying to keep the stock price somewhat decent to keep people in the stock, keep the stock from just completely crashing, but also maintaining the growth, maintaining the margins, maintaining the discipline. The discipline has been there. He's watched a stock that he believes is probably worth at least $15 a share. He's watched that stock go down below 5 multiple times. He hasn't gotten desperate. He hasn't flailed. He hasn't wavered in the face of these Goliaths, these shorts, these coordinated FUD spreading turds trying to kill his company, trying to kill his baby. He ain't scared. Noto ain't scared. Give me a break, guys. What are these guys shorting? That's what I don't understand, guys. It's the SoFi stock. Ticker symbol is SOFI. My name is DannyDealz. Thank you for tuning in to Poco, Moss. We would like to welcome you and say hello and welcome and hello and happy Monday and thank you for joining us and hello and welcome and hello. Guys, I have to be brief. I often say brevity is the soul of wit, and on this channel, you get neither. But thank you very much for joining me, guys. I know you guys probably have like a turkey and yam hangover. Um, just wanted to show you guys how crazy things have gotten. First of all, okay, these shorts are going absolutely insane. Put calls, lot of open interest was at 650 and 550. Currently you got all the calls lined up between 750, still got a few calls at 8. You got the puts coming in heavy at 7. You can also take a look at it here. So um calls are concentrated at 7 and 750 with a few at 650 and a few at 8, and then the puts, you had heavy open interest at 550, nothing on the volume. So the puts right now, the puts are weak, like volume's low on puts. A lot of open interest here at 650 and then open interest at 7. So I don't see options looking for a big move to the downside. In fact, if you look at max pain, their calculation is at 7. If you actually get inside these numbers, you'll see that max pain is actually closer to 750 than it is to 650. So you'd have to do an exact calculation, but somewhere in the low sevens is what max pain is looking at this week. If you take a look at the chart here, guys, again, we're at $7, up 14 cents on the day. Again, slammed off below, obviously, but off of this support line, right back up into the channel, just like we thought it was going to happen, just like we see happening over and over. The Chia Pet, Bologna sandwich, Turd sandwich, KBW, short, whatever, all these guys that are coming out and saying, throwing cold water on the stock, saying the stock's worth 7, saying, it's going to have all these problems. Um, you know, I think this is basically going to be a question of delaying the inevitable run up before the ER. I mean, that's my opinion. I just cannot see this stock going into the ER less than $9.50, $10 area. Unless something dramatic changes, guys. That's what I'm trying to figure out about these shorts. What are they shorting? What are they expecting to happen? Now it's 1 month till the end of the quarter. Do they just not think gap net profit is significant? I think it's extremely significant. People are talking about, the bank charter. Bank charter's one thing. That's a theoretical, piece of paper. That's not money. The fact that after they got that bank charter in only 2 years, the bank has grown from less than $1 billion to, it's probably going to hit 20 billion or so next quarter. I mean, I'm not understanding the short. I'm not understanding the short thesis. I'm not understanding what they think is going to happen to this company. Do they think if defaults go up a bit and interest rates stay high, or they raise interest rates again, that's going to put SoFi out of business? Are these guys unable to do math? I mean, SoFi is going to be a free cash flow machine because they're paying extremely high quality customers more interest, getting them on direct deposit, getting them into the loop. It's like, I just see the business model is so incredibly sensible. And I'm going to tell you why. Why do I think the shorts are so stupid? Why do I think SoFi, can be that stock for the next, one of the best growth stocks for the remainder of the decade? Basically, I already talked about it a bit. Long-term plan shows great patience and great confidence. They could have got to gap net profit. They were patient. They were willing to take the short-term pain for what I believe will set them up for long-term growth. And just it's not only the rest of this decade, but for decades to come. And that's the thing about their industry. They can take infinite market share. If you look at the market caps and the deposits of these mega banks that are losing deposits every single quarter to SoFi and two other fintechs and two other institutions, the market is absolutely astonishingly huge. Financial services make up a huge percent of the economy. SoFi is going to land with absolutely great margins. Overall, banks have incredible margins. SoFi, their software side, their tech side is going to be even better margins. So you're going to have great margins across the company. Competitive advantage, as I said, is enshrined into law. They have the bank charter. They have the tech stack. It is not easy. It is absolutely not easy to recreate what SoFi's built. They have a heavy, heavy first mover advantage. Noto said they're the first to really combine all these things effectively. And it's easy to say, yes, all the banks do what SoFi does, but they really don't. They really don't do it seamlessly. It's not a who's here, guys? We got a few people here. Thank you. Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me. Hello and welcome. Welcome and hello. We're talking SoFi stock. It's November 27, 2023, just before noon out here in Los Angeles. So superior management, guys. This management has absolutely proved trial by fire, taken on one of the most difficult situations any company could find themselves in, just grown their way through it, grown their way to net profit. The margins have kept up and margins are improving. Slow industry reaction. Basically, the fact that the competition is dinosaurs. It's like the same thing why Tesla is able to take market share and the Model Y is going to be the best selling car in the world pretty soon. It's because ICE, legacy automakers were so slow to react. GM, if you've seen Who Killed the Electric Car, they had a good electric car a long, long, long time ago. And, the industry kept killing it off. The oil industry, the car industry, they're like, oh, why are we going to change? We're the only game in town. We're making money. That's the problem, is somebody like Tesla has the audacity to challenge your model and build a better mousetrap. And I believe SoFi is doing the same thing. They say the AWS of fintech. I mean, guys, who else is even trying to do what SoFi is doing? Building the backbone, owning the means of production, owning the backbone and the software that their competitors will have to use if they want to remain competitive. I mean, I'm looking at the business model they're setting up, and they are earning the right to win. They are earning the right to win. SoFi is doing everything with patience, with discipline, with foresight, with intelligence, with an eye toward just taking market share from the competition with great margins that'll spin off great free cash flow. Their costs are going to be reduced by the flywheel model. It's just win, win, win. It's just win, win, win. And guys, I wanted to just show you the short, how absolutely crazy this is getting. I just want to show you the numbers in the last month, because that'll basically say where we've been since the ER. Guys, in the last month, okay, shares on loan a month ago were 95 million. That's up 68%. Shares on loan are now 160 million. Okay, days to cover, guys. We were at 1.46 days to cover on September 7th, September 8th. Currently sitting, guys, 5.1 days to cover. Utilization is up 54%. Okay, it was 34%, 50. And the short score now pushed up at 70.59. Ortex short score over 70 is very, very high. And I think it belies the short interest. You have to kind of ignore this number, 14%. There's a lot of short long. I think there's a lot of naked shorting going on. And I think this thing can legitimately short squeeze here, even before earnings. These schmucks have to cover. What were they banking on? Did they think the bologna sandwich and his giant 5-head public service announcement shown on his forehead were going to drive the stock down to 450 or $5 so they could cover? Is that what these morons thought? I don't even understand this short, guys. Usually I understand short. I understood why they shorted Tesla. Tesla looked like it was going to go out of business. They were going to be able to kill it. Kill it kill the baby in the crib. It didn't work. I mean, but I understood it. SoFi just shows strength on strength on strength on growth. Their business model is so sound. I can understand shorting Carvana. I can understand shorting Lucid. I can understand shorting Palantir from here. I mean, Palantir's revenues have been stagnant around $500 million for 3 quarters. And yes, they're landing some decent contracts, but they're not huge. And the company's valued at like so many times SoFi. SoFi basically has the same sales, better margins, in my opinion. Palantir's, building this bloated sales organ. It's like, I feel like I'm on crazy pills, how they're valuing this company, growing the top line in the 30s with, an eye on 20% net margins. I mean, it looks like they're going to be able to get there with this business they're building. It may not be as fast as we'd all like. It looks like they will be able to become a top 10 financial institution. How are they valuing this company? They're like, well, it's just a bank. So the tech side is worth 0. The growth is worth 0. This incredible deposit growth is worth 0. SoFi now the 80th largest bank. I mean, they were just 446 like 2 years ago. They just started. They keep moving up that list every single quarter. Last time it was 10 spots from 90 to 80. Now, as these organizations get bigger, they won't be able to move up that many every single quarter, obviously. But guys, no other banks are growing like this, that have this business model, that have a technology company they own 100% of. I just don't see any other financial institution positioned to continue to take market share, to continue to increase margins, to continue to increase cross-selling, to continue to increase their organic name recognition. Guys, they are shorting the hell out of the stock again today. every single day. They short the hell out of the stock. So they came out, they're borrowing, net borrowing so far today is almost 2 million. Net borrowing on Friday, which was a half day, was 2.3 million. So almost, over 4 million more shares borrowed in the last 2 days. I agree, they're playing a completely dangerous game. Hello, Joy Luna. What's up, turds? Um, What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's doing well. Not a lurkers here, Mark. Hybrid Duncan, ass face, dude ass face, Tommy Dimes. What's up, Tommy Dimes? Guys, I don't have time to read all these comments today. I got a ton of work to do. But I just wanted to jump on to show you guys. This is just more shorting, or else the stock would just be absolutely going crazy. Without all the shorting since the ER, guys, the stock would be probably at least 10 bucks. At least. The amount of shorting, guys, in the last month. They have shorted an additional 70 million shares, or at least borrowed an additional 70 million shares. This number, don't pay attention to this number. Pay attention to utilization, shares on loan, cost to borrow, days to cover. I mean, what are they hoping for in the next 30 days or the next 60 days? What do we think's going to happen? They think the Middle East was going to fall apart? That's looking a little bit more stable. Putin is making overtures toward ending the war. I know there's more and more conflict, and that doesn't look, probable any second. But even like, I know China, they just had a situation where they chased off some U.S. Navy ships, but China is at least opening a dialogue. They've been very closed off, very hostile, US and China. So I think everyone is realizing wars ruining our economy, all this bloodshed, pandemonium, it doesn't help anyone domestically. I mean, Putin thought this was going to like solidify him. He looks like a complete idiot. China doesn't even want to be around the guy anymore. They just have no choice but try to counter the US. And as far as Israel, the whole thing's a mess. But what do you want? You just have to hope it, have to keep it from spreading, have to try to, make the ceasefire hold. It's a very fragile, broken world we're living in, but it's holding together, it's coalescing. I think many of the major powers are realizing it's better to look for peaceful dialogue, and that's good for the markets. Stability is good for the markets. And yes, some industries profit off of war, but overall, war is a very bad thing on all fronts. What's going on, guys? I'd like to see $9 a share, as would I. Favorite stock tactic lately, buy 100 shares. Yeah, you guys understand these options, man. You're doing all kinds of things. Yeah, I'm tired of buying low too, Tommy Dimes. I'm just tired of the stock being low. Mr. Premium, Beach Boys here, Min 66. Thanks for getting me into SoFi. Awesome. Glad you're here, Min 66. Not sure if you're talking to me or someone else here. Josh Bailey. Hello. What's up, Josh Bailey? Go SoFi. Agree. How you doing, Josh? Thanks for joining us. Sergey, 14 is inevitable. I agree. My target for right after they announce that gap net profit is 1375. Think it'll go there within a month. I think we're looking at a quick double just about from here, guys. The shorts are only going to push it higher. I know cost to borrow is not showing extremely high right now, but it's going to go up. So I just think I just can't understand what these shorts are up to. I know they want to hurt SoFi. I know they want to push SoFi down. I know that, they've made a hell of a lot of money pushing retail around, triggering stop losses. I mean, look at how many times, guys, they're going to push the stock back and forth over $7 like just today. I mean, they're probably going to, make some money just doing that. And they've been killing options. So market makers have absolutely cleaned up on this stock. It's not just shorts. And, retail has lost money. There's just no way around it. Many of you guys are idiots. You're weak, paper-handed turds, and you sell on emotion and set stop losses, and market makers have just been cleaning your clock on this stock for the last 2 years. But I believe there is light at the end of the tunnel. I do not think it's a freight train. I think it is a freight train named Anthony Noto. Gap net profit, stock going higher, institutions buying in over that 50% threshold, hopefully approaching the 60% threshold into later parts of 2024 when, gap net profit, several quarters of gap net profit pile up. We continue to see growth. I don't see weakness from SoFi. all the FUD, all the stuff by the Chia pet, none of it happened. He's like, oh, SoFi's going to have to raise money on bad terms by the end of 2024, blah, blah, blah. SoFi's going to have problems. He's looking at like little lines of legalese and latching onto it just like a desperate toddler. You know, I don't even know what these guys are looking at because they never, ever, ever show their work. The only analysts who show their work have price targets, you know, well above the current stock price. And everybody's trying to make, hey, oh, Citibank downgraded from, you know, 12 to 11. Okay, but he's still a buy with 57% upside on the stock. Some of these analysts, they chase the stock because they don't want their price target, you know, completely out of whack. But again, if you look at the forehead, the bologna sandwich, the beak, or the Chia pet, the pasty smirking turd that he is, I don't believe these calls are designed to be accurate. And if you look at their history, they're not trying to be accurate. They're just not trying to be. This guy, Chia, he's extremely smart, extremely experienced. I don't believe if he was trying to be right, he'd be wrong so much more than half the time and have a negative average return. Just doesn't make sense to me. This guy, he's not dumb. He's definitely not dumb. He definitely knows what he's talking about. So to come out and just keep putting a $3 price target on the stock, in the face of overwhelming evidence to the contrary, and all these other analysts who have, you know, positive records, like I said, like Andrew Jeffrey, I believe is the best analyst out there, buy at 14. Dan Dolev, who I also have a lot of respect for, buy at 15. Even the bears, like Kevin Barker, Barclays, Michael Perito, this guy's a huge bear on the stock, honestly, and he's a hold. He still has 7% upside. So Morgan Stanley, again, big bear in my opinion, but they're like, there's no downside on the stock because the stock has been pushed down by these shorts after a great ER. Bank of America, again, always been bearish, $10. That's 43% upside on the stock. John Hecht with Jefferies, again, solid 5-star analyst, best of the bunch. $15 buy on the stock, 113% upside. You don't see stocks this stable with this kind of growth, with this good of analysts having 100% upside on the stock. It's just out of whack, guys. It's completely out of whack. They trade this thing like some risky penny stock, which it ain't. Which it ain't. What's going on, guys? Piet's here. Adam is here. Hope you guys are doing well. I can't read all these comments, guys. But anyway, just going over the analysts. Nothing really to report there. Let's just take a look at, see if there's any news. Like, you know, things are it's kind of neutral. Like it was positive. Then when the short attack hit, it was negative. Now it's flipping back to the positive because I think, you know, the real longs, the real smart money, they're going to get in, they're going to pump the stock, and they're just going to ride the wave up into earnings. That's my opinion of what's going to happen. I have no idea if I'm right or wrong. The shorts can still attack the stock. They can attack the stock after GAAP net profit. They can attack the stock next year. They can basically do whatever the hell they want to do. And, you know, there's nothing we as retail can do about it until more institutions, more smart money come in on the long side. We get institutional ownership up above 50%. That'll stabilize the stock price. It won't let them short anymore. If the shorts drive it down low sixes again, I think at this point you're going to have Aunt Kathy, you're going to have Tony Notes, you're going to have other institutions, you're going to have Vanguard, you're going to have BlackRock come in and just buy those shares up hand over fist. So that's why I think the jig is up and it's just not working anymore. Volume is absolutely perfect today, 33 million shares. Like I said, longs want volume, 40 million or so. We don't want to see that absolutely crazy anemic volume we saw on, you know, some days last week. But if you look at the chart today, they're trying to do a mountain and hump with a shallow bull volume pattern, and it just is not working at all. There are big buys coming in. They just can't hold it. I know it looks like they're holding it at 7, but they're doing that with borrowing, guys. They're not getting people to dump. They're not stopping people out. They're doing this themselves. It's like you're having a race against yourself, or you're paying yourself. It's like, oh, I don't want to pay that. I'll pay that. It's just a big circle jerk. Nobody's dumping. They're shorting. They're holding the stock down. And it's going to go up before the ER. What they wanted to happen, the weakness, the interest rate increase, the defaults, the money raises, the panic, none of it came to pass, guys. SoFi just keeps moving along smoothly, hitting on all cylinders, hitting their projections, and just exceeding expectations, exceeding my expectations, and management, has my full confidence at this point. None of these bears, they have no credibility. Um, you know, it's like I don't understand the thesis. It's all gibberish. It's all hogwash. It's all, this sort of macro FUD. Oh, other banks are having problems. Other banks are increasing their defaults. SoFi is inevitably, yes, SoFi is going to have problems just like any other bank, but it's not going to kill the company off. It doesn't make them worth $3 instead of 15 or instead of 10. Like, how can the analysts that are best and have the best track record be at 15, and then these other analysts that have a ton of industry experience and really know what they're talking about be at 3 and 4? Is it that they just can't do math? Is it that they don't understand? Or is it that they're intentionally, teaming up with this massive short attack that they planned for the earnings report? What's really going on, guys? What's going on? Sorry, I can't sing that. Falsetto. Anyway, guys, I'm just about to yeah, they are a bunch of amateurs. The smart shorts covered down in the fives. German pound cake gets it. Like, the stock was just in the fours, guys, not long ago. Why wouldn't you cover down there? Why would you keep shorting? They kept shorting at like 730, 740. Okay. So it's gone down a bit. Maybe they covered in the high sixes. Maybe they made a few pennies. But anyone smart, they're letting go of the stock. They're covering here. They can see the writing on the wall. Management's basically telling you 100% we're making a gap net profit. Look what happened to other companies like Lending Club. The stock goes way up. The stock goes way, way up. Nicholas sold a quarter of my Palantir, 100% gain. Nice. Very nice. Very sweet. I've been doing things like that too, selling some Tesla, sold a little bit of Microsoft, picking up more and more SoFi shares down in the sixes. Just loving life, guys. Just loving life. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of this live stream. SoFi is pushing up again here in power hour, which is often sour and dour hour. But in this case, guys, looks pretty good. Up 17 cents. Volume is picking up just a little bit. We're seeing less than 1,000 shares every tick. So they really, really try to control the volume and the borrowing. And that's how they control the price action on the stock. Are they going to be able to kill these options at 7 this week? I don't know. Everything depends on what the market does, but it looks like, if inflation's under control, it looks like the economy is still very, very strong. The US economy looks strong, resilient. It's just a lot stronger than I think the financial media is giving us credit for. Earnings were very, very good with Nvidia, Microsoft, some of these other companies. Yes, Tesla was slightly weak. I mean, there's always ups and downs, but some retail like Target was looking really good. Um, so overall, I have to go back to like holiday shopping numbers, but people were saying it was another blowout year. Consumers are still spending, which is not good for inflation, but it does bode well for the job market and the overall economy. So guys, SoFi up 17 cents on the day. We got 50 minutes left in the trading day, and the stock just looks very, very strong. The algo can't hold it. There's money coming in. They can't keep the volume down. They just keep shorting and shorting and shorting. I believe with no plan, with no way out. What do you think, guys? What do you think the shorts are going to do? What do you think the rest of the week holds? Where do you expect the stock price to be coming into the next ER? Any predictions for the next ER? I'm predicting $4 billion in new bank deposits. You heard it here first, guys. $4 billion in new bank deposits. And I'm looking for a gap net profit of 3 cents per share. That's it from me, guys. I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. For Hurricane Lopez and Stock Karen, my name is DannyDealz. The show is Un Poco Mas, where we give you just a little bit more. Thanks and have a wonderful day. We will talk to you again real soon. Peace.